Right, some residents are on edge as heavy rainfall is expected in parts of Limpopo, Mpumalanga and KwaZulu Natal. Now, my colleagues Tumelo Machogo as well as Pimani Baloyi are watching this story developing on the ground, and as the South African Weather Service issuing that warning of heavy rainfall in some parts of the country. We even brought you the perspective from KwaZulu Natal last night as we were speaking to the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs in the province, who are talking about how this is going to obviously be impacting the rural parts of KwaZulu Natal. But let's get a sense now of how things are looking in Mpumalanga as well as in Limpopo. Pimani Baloyi there, as you can see her standing by. But let's start with you, Tumelo. How are things looking in Mpumalanga? Where you are, it does look like it's cloudy. In fact, it's clear skies. So which are some of the areas that are likely to be impacted by this heavy rainfall?
Well, indeed, Bongi, where it's actually quite, there's like sun that has come out here in Mbombela, also here in Mbombela. But we understand in Nkomazi last night and also here in Mbombela that we did receive rain, and rain that was coupled with wind. We understand that Nkomazi municipality says that they have received reports of a few houses that have been damaged by the rain last night that was coupled with rain. Those are just few houses. They're saying that they will be sending their teams there to actually assess the extent of the damages of those houses that they have received reports of houses that have been damaged in rural Nkomazi. They're saying about 100 milliliters of rain fell last night, and also in the early hours of this morning. We understand one low-lying bridge has already been closed in Nkomazi. They're also saying to residents, cautioning residents not to cross low-lying bridge, and also to ensure that they are safe wherever they are. The municipality has also issued that warning also to residents, saying that they should not cross low-lying bridges. They should also be careful and also ensure that they take precautions in the area. They're saying that the disaster management will be on the ground from Thursday to actually assess the extent of the damages in those rural parts of Nkomazi where they have seen few houses that have already been damaged. They're saying they have not been there themselves, but they will be sending teams to go to those houses to actually ensure and see what are the extent of the damages to those houses, Bongiwe. But we understand that more rain is expected tonight also in Nkomazi. I was just checking the weather. Nkomazi is expected to receive rain tonight and also in the early hours of Thursday morning.
Now, Tumelo, before I even go to Pimani, let me stay with you, because the area of Nkomazi is one that is not new to flooding, is one that's not new to some damages there. We saw even at some point, 2 people dying during flooding in Nkomazi. This is around February last year, but you also think about some of the number of times they've had to bear, adverse weather conditions. So is the municipality also putting measures in place right now? I know they say they're going to be doing assessments, but right now to be able to assist some of those who are either likely to be impacted or already impacted in terms of helping them to leave their homes?
Well, Nkomazi is one of those areas that is prone to flooding because it's such a flat area. So whenever it rains there, if it rains for more than 2 days, it already starts flooding in those areas. But also the area, because of there's not a lot of trees, most of the time when it rains and the rain comes with like a lot of wind, houses get damaged because of the openness and the vast area of Nkomazi. So that area already, every year we're reporting on flooding in Nkomazi of many people that have disappeared, people that have been swept away by the floods and also in the area. But the municipality is saying that they will be sending their disaster management. They're saying that to us that they are ready for any eventuality, saying that they will be sending their teams tonight and also tomorrow to ensure that they assess into those houses, the few houses that they've already received the reports on. But they're also saying that they will be going to other villages, because you understand Nkomazi is such a rural municipality, so they really have to go to the deep part of Nkomazi to ensure that they check every houses that in those areas, so to ensure that those houses are not impacted by the rain and also to ensure that they can be assisted. It's a poor municipality also, so even if they're saying that they are ready for any eventuality, they will need the support of the provincial disaster management and also even the district municipality to come in and help them, but they're saying they're ready for any eventualities.
All right, Tumelo, pause for a second there. Let's now take you to Limpopo. Limpopo, where Pimani Baloyi is standing by to give us a sense of how things are looking on the ground. Pimani, I see clear skies as well where you are in Limpopo. Let's give us a sense of how things are looking, especially for those areas that are being closely monitored as heavy rainfall is expected.
Good evening, Bongiwe, and good evening to our viewers. You are right. The sun is still out. It's about to set here in Polokwane, where we're coming to you live from Bongiwe. Yes, authorities here in Limpopo, as well as Tumelo was saying in Mpumalanga, they're working very hard to create contingency plans to ensure that should this storm hit the area hard, they are able to respond swiftly and ensure that there is no loss of life, and also that there is no damage to specifically public infrastructure, but as well as household in the areas. As you were stating, Bongiwe, the current warning that the weather services has issued in the province is that the storm is likely to affect areas southern and central of the province. These are your areas that include Bila, Groblersdal, here in Polokwane, as well as Begasford and other areas. That is mostly tonight. That's what the warning is saying about tonight. But when we look at tomorrow and day after tomorrow, areas that are on high alert for this warning are areas that include your Palabora, your Giannis, Toyando, and Hoedspruit, where we know previously there have been disasters that authorities battled to ensure that they are contained. But what we do know from authorities right now, specifically the Provincial Disaster Management Center, states has confirmed to us that they are working with district disaster management centers throughout the province to ensure that there is workers on standby to quickly and swiftly respond should this storm be as severe as it's predicted to be. But they are also saying that it looks like the storm will not be as severe as it's been in other provinces, including KwaZulu Natal and in Mozambique, by the time it lands in Limpopo, saying that it's likely to be moderate by the time it gets here. But they are very, very ready to ensure that should it land, they can swiftly respond. We've also seen municipalities, like your local municipalities, such as the Palavura local municipality, issuing statements talking about their readiness to ensure that should it hit Palavura, they are quick to respond. And Bongiwe, earlier last year we did a story about a disaster due to severe weather conditions, where it was very windy and very hot, and we saw felt fires developing in the area. And some of the people who lost their homesteads and their businesses at the time told us that the reason the fire was able to spread so quickly and affect so many lives is because there wasn't swiftness in terms of authorities responding to ensure that the fire is contained. But it appears that right now Bapalabura is ready to ensure that should anything go wrong, their firefighters, their disaster management center is on standby to ensure that all people who are likely to be affected are helped as quickly as possible. Bongiwe.
All right, thank you very much to both of you for those comprehensive updates from where you are. Those were my colleagues, Tumelo Machogo, SABC News reports, as well as Pimani Baloyi, watching this particular story for us from Limpopo as well as Mpumalanga.